I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and welcome to another review of a film that Ben, actually this one, had sent me. And this one is of a 1989 film called Society, which, yes, I know this is a DVD-R, but I'm happy to take that as well. It's a free movie. Now, Society was a film I had slightly heard about from my friends, including Mike. I know that I believe Streaming Mad George did the effects. I know Streaming Mad George also did the effects of that cockroach scene in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. Now, it's directed by Brian Yuzna, and that's a name you guys have definitely heard of. I mean, he has done a lot of films as writer, producer. I mean, this is a guy who got pretty much his start producing Reanimator. The films he directed, this was the first film he directed, so for being the first film, I thought he really did a good job. He also directed Bride of Reanimator, which is okay. Silent Night, Deadly Night 4, Return of the Living Dead 3, The Dentist, Progeny from 1998, Faust, Love of the Damned, Beyond Reanimator, Rottweiler, Amphibious, came out in 2010. Rottweiler I hate, it has a really shitty ending. He also wrote From Beyond. He wrote Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? I did not know that Brian Yuzna wrote Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Oh, it says story by. It says Ed Nah and Tom Shulman did the screenplay, but Stuart Gordon and Brian Yuzna helped come up with the story of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? That's strange. Mainly big producers, worked a lot with Stuart Gordon. I mean, Reanimator, From Beyond, Dolls. He also produced, he was a producer on Honey, I Shrunk the Kids as well. He produced The Guyver, Warlock. Oh, he was a producer on Crying Freeman. Produced Dagon, produced Rottweiler. So he's gone on to do quite a bit of stuff. And Society, I'm looking at the writers. Woody Keith and Rick Fry. Stars Billy Warlock. Now, Billy Warlock, let's see what this guy's been. Oh, he was a lifeguard on the first 3 seasons of Baywatch. Huh, that's how he got his big start. And also soap operas, Days of Our Lives and General Hospital. Oh, he was in Halloween 2 as Craig. Did not know that he was in Halloween 2. Huh. Oh, that's cool. So other than being an early role in Halloween 2, he was in quite a few soap operas and Baywatch. I'm going on IMDb. I know it's off the cuff, but I always do that off the cuff, just getting in general. 6.3 on IMDb. I guess it was on Tartan DVD overseas. And the writer's Rick Fry. He had done... This is 6.3 on IMDb, not too bad. Rick Fry helped write... I guess he helped write Bride of Reanimator and a film called Dementia. The other guy, writer, Woody Keith, he had written Oh, he directed Dementia. Oh, he also helped write Bride of Reanimator. He helped do the screenplay on Silent Night, Deadly Night 4. Huh. Well, anyway, Society, it's a film. This guy, Billy Warlock, was that his name really, Billy Warlock? Sorry, just such a weird name. It's almost like a made-up name. I don't know why. Warlock. It's just weird someone have a last name called Warlock. Plus, I got confused because his character's name is Bill as well, and in real life he's Billy. Anyway, he's a kid who doesn't seem like he fits in with his family. His family's rich. And the guy's doing pretty decent for himself. He's popular in high school with basketball. He's got a girlfriend, is a cheerleader. He's doing very popular, but he has like these weird dreams and seeming like hallucinations, like he bites into something and sees like there's worms in it. It's like going to some psychiatrist, like doctor or therapist, how you want to call him. And the kid basically feels like that he doesn't belong in his own family. He feels maybe he was adopted. You know, his parents don't approve of him. He's having these weird thoughts on his sister. He's, you know, just feels like he doesn't fit in. And the therapist, oh, it's typical. Then one day he visits, no, more like the other guy. The other guy is his sister's ex-boyfriend who really wants to tell her something and he's not able to, so he tells the lead, Billy Warlock, the ex-boyfriend of his sister, that I have this tape, lets him hear the tape, and the tape basically depicts like this wild orgy happening with the lead's mom, dad, and sister. And also you hear on the tape recorder, that it sounds like someone's getting killed. And the lead, I'm just going to say the lead, Bill, just for sake of argument. Bill, he doesn't know what to think. He's like, what the hell's going on? And he brings the tape to his therapist. Then later on, the therapist plays the tape, and it's not the same. And they kind of want to push on Bill that he's making it up, or he's hallucinating, or he's going crazy. He's like, I know what I heard. When he goes back to talk to that ex-boyfriend, he finds his vehicle overturned and there's like blood and broken glass and seemingly like the guy's dead. Later on, he has his buddy, his best friend, visits the guy's body in a funeral, and the way his skin is, it's almost as if like he either had really intensive reconstructive surgery on the face to make him appear good, or it's not really his body. So there's a lot of mystery going on as to what is really happening. And him and his buddy kind of realize that he has his best friend who's kind of the comic relief. He doesn't seem like he's in the film that much, the best bud, which is weird because he kind of plays a little bit of a bigger role at the end. As all this going on, he meets this other girl named, I think the girl's name was Clarissa, and she's really in on him. She's really into him, and they have sex, and he keeps seeing these weird things, like, he's trying to get something out of the shower, and he sees his sister, but it looks like, from behind the glass, it looks like her body has turned. So, like, you see the tits, but then you see her ass, and, like, she's washing her body. Or like when he's with this other girl, he falls out of bed and he turns around and it looks like her legs, instead of here, are like turned around. But I don't know why, it just kept making me think of Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four, but if it was a horror film. And he doesn't know what's going on. Long story short, he finds out that it's this society, this group of rich people. He basically, well, I don't know if I should spoil that, so spoiler, folks. I don't know how to, let's say this this is something different I wanted to drink. When this is in view, it'll be spoilers. How about that? It's definitely different. So when this is in view, this cream soda, when I put it away, it won't be spoilers. Basically, you find out that his family is not really his family. His sisters and mom and dad are not really his. He was adopted. The reason for that is to be brought up for this moment in time when the society is basically these rich people. They're actually a different species. They're different species, and they'll pick a person in order to invite them to this party, and everybody will feed on the person. So like that ex-boyfriend who you thought was dead, he's not really dead. He was just being prepped to be fed on, and the lead is watching as this guy's being fed on. And the way the feeding is really strange. It really, I keep thinking of, take what Mr. Fantastic does and the Fantastic Four, but if you could actually do it, but that's not even doing justice. It's like when they feed, if they put their mouth on the person feeding, then their mouth will be connected to the skin, and they'll pull back, and it's just like skin, like chunk of skin connected from the mouth to what they're feeding. Or like if they're having their orgy, it's like they can manipulate their body, but there's no CGI, there's no nothing. It's all practical effects, like cutaways, and it really is effective. And they're different species, so like all these people, they like connect to each other, but like they connect to each other, so like their skin, like when they kill this poor dude, an asshole pushes through him and pushes through the guy's face, like to the top of the guy's head. And like the skin is like, like silly putty, or Stretch Armstrong, kind of that thing. And seeing all practical, like, wow, this is really effective. But it's like, wow, that's fucked up. Or like when he finds his mom, dad, and sister, they're having an orgy, but you don't really see like nudity or anything. It's more like something's going on when he enters the room, and there's his mom, but his mom's walking, and her legs are basically arms. They're arms, and then the sister's head like appears in where the mom's cooch would be. It's hard to explain. You just have to see it. Is the deal what I'm talking about. And basically, his friend comes in. His friend followed him, and also the girl that he had a house with. She's part of it. But at the same time, she fell in love with the lead Bill, so she helps him out too. And like the lead Bill gets in a fight with this asshole. I love it because he's able to fuck him up by pushing his fist right through the asshole, and like the eyes. His fingers come out of the eyeballs, so the eyeballs fall out, and then the fingers appear through the skull, and like the mouth, like a thumb appears, and like the lead Bill pulls the guy's inside out. Like, wow, that's fucked up, and they could do all this practical? Wow. And then the three are able to escape from the society. But anyway. So yeah, that's pretty fucked up. End of spoilers. It's pretty fucked up. There's end of spoilers. But it is pretty fucked up. So, well, I didn't mind the film. Sorry. Because I thought it was decently paced. The ending definitely has a lot of good, practical, very weird special effects. I gotta give credit to that. I didn't mind the lead, Billy Warlock. I actually thought he did a pretty good job. I really did think he did a more than capable job. I liked him. The thing is with his buddy, he wasn't in the film that much, it seems. I think they should maybe put the buddy in more, so that when he comes into the ending, it's like, okay, he is a main character in the story. Like, the best friend doesn't seem like a main character in the story until, like, the third act. I didn't care either way about the girl he grows to like, Clarissa. She was, take it or leave it. She has, like, this weird mom who kind of looks like divine or something. Like, I don't know, looks like someone who'd be like a wrestler. But she doesn't talk, and she likes hair. Like, she eats hair or something. It's really strange. I can't really say I had much problems with the film. Um, it's just a film I was sort of watching to pass the time, and I thought the lead did it fine. I thought that for the longest time the guys sensed that something weird was going on. But it's like, okay, come on, dude. You can figure it out. There's something weird's going on. Like, you keep going back and telling, hey, how come you guys are acting so strange? It's like, okay, buddy, when you don't get the hint. And, like, the scene that didn't make sense to me, I mean, maybe I missed the point, because it gets to a point where he confronts him once again, and he gets drugged, put to the hospital, and then when he leaves the hospital, like, there's no one there, nothing happens. Like, he was put in the hospital, but then, like, he comes out and he starts acting funny, so I don't know if they gave him drugs, like, but they drug him, he goes to the hospital, then he wakes up and he just freely leaves, gets in his Jeep, and drives back to the place. And I'm like, what? Like, it didn't really make sense to me, like, you don't, like, I don't know if they were supposed to, he wasn't supposed to leave, but he did, or, like, you would think they have maybe a little bit more security since it's such rich they could probably afford it. It was such a weird sequence, though. Like, I'm like, I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. They drug him. They take him to the hospital. He wakes up. He freely walks out to his Jeep. His buddy's there going, what's going on? He acts like funny and fucking, just drives back to the place just to be caught again. And I'm like, I'd get the fuck out of Dodge. Change my name. But what do I know? I guess there was a sequel, Written Society 2, Body Modification, but it never happened. But it was in development for a while. I mean, I can safely say I like the film. I like the lead. I like the story. Mainly about the rich being, the fact that the rich are basically a different species. And the way that the different species goes, how, like, little effective stuff, like, seeing the bodies one way, but the others, like, turned away. And it just made me think, like, they were the evil Mr. Fantastic or evil Stretch Armstrong type stuff. And the ending is definitely very capable special effects by Street Mad George and such. So if you have to see it, at least see it for the ending, for the inventive special effects, which I won't give them all away. But yeah, other than that, I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it at all. It was just I guess it was a success in Europe, but was shelved for 3 years before getting a release in the U.S. Huh. So it was shelved and not released for 3 years in the U.S. Brian Yuzna said, I think Europeans are more willing to accept the ideas that are in the movie. That's why, for example, Society did really well in Europe and in the U.S. did nothing, where it was a big joke. I think it's because they responded to the ideas in there. I was totally having fun with them, but they are there nonetheless. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. I'd be just blabbing on and on about it. But either way, I like the film. It's definitely worth a watch. If you like David Cronenberg films, this is kind of like, Society is kind of like a David Cronenberg type of film. They call it the body horror type of thing. Like Videodrome and stuff like that. So, if you like that kind of movie, if you're a fan of David Cronenberg, I think you'd like this film. This would be a film that you could see maybe David Cronenberg had directed or something, especially the ending. But either way, that's Society. It's definitely worth a watch. But either way, thanks for watching, and take care. Later.